Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be discussing what a velocity analysis is for a commercial property. So a velocity analysis is a chart that shows you the net move-ins and move-outs over any given month, over any period of time that you'd like to analyze. These are mostly useful for properties that are measured on a per unit basis versus a square footage basis. So, multifamily properties, self storage properties, anything along those lines. So, I have built an example velocity analysis here. So, you can see that this covers the trailing period from April 2021 to March 2022, so trailing 12 months. Um, and these are fairly simple to set up, depending on how you sort of manage your records. It might be easier to set this up on an ongoing basis. Um, but the first thing you'll need is move ins. So, right here, I've just put in a random amount of move ins, and then you have your move outs during the same month. And you just subtract move ins for move outs to get your net move in. Down here, you can perform any calculations that you might think are necessary for your analysis. So these are two common calcs that someone might run as they're analyzing a real estate velocity analysis. So just the trailing 12-month net change in occupancy for the property. So this is just the sum of the net move-in row. Another useful column is average move-ins per month. So you would just average the move-in row. One thing that's important to note about a velocity analysis is that looking at, especially if you're an investor, looking at both the total move-ins and the total move-outs is as important as looking at the net move-ins and net move-outs. And the reason for that is I'll show you here. I've built another velocity analysis that we can take a look at. This other example property has the exact same net change in occupancy over the trailing period. So our first property has had a net 9 move-ins over the past 12 months, as is this one. They're both averaging 0.75 move-ins net. This, to clarify, this is an average of net change would be a more accurate way of describing it, but we're just averaging the net move-in row here. So it's averaging 0.75 net move-ins per month. But if you look at the total move-ins and move-outs, so let's find a month where they've had similar move-ins. So looking here at April 2021, so our property here at the top had 3 move-ins and 0 move-outs for a total of 3 net move-ins. This property has had 9 move-ins, 7 move-outs for a total of 2 net move-ins. And what's important to note here, if you're looking at this as a prospective investor, is that if your property is averaging, so if we look here, this property is averaging 7.25 move-outs a year. So let's put that here, average move-outs. So over the trailing period, they have averaged, and we'll copy that up to this one as well. So this property has averaged 7.25 move-outs in the past 12 months. And they've kept up with it with a strong leasing program, so they've had the same net change. This property has only averaged 1.42 move-outs over the same period, and yet it has the same net change. And if you think about this from sort of an operator view or an investor view, keeping up with an average of 7.25 move-outs per month is going to be substantially more difficult than keeping up with 1.42 move-outs per month. It's not, a perfect comparison here. Obviously, we don't have any information about the size of the property or the location of the property, but if you were to be given 2 properties of equal size in similar locations and their net change was the same over a trailing period, you'd then want to look at sort of the size of the move ins and move outs to consider how difficult it would be to keep up with the move outs that are occurring. So that is a high level overview of a velocity analysis and one way that you might use one to analyze a property. As mentioned in previous videos, we will continue to publish content about various commercial real estate tools um, and discuss various commercial real estate topics in the incoming videos. So, hope everyone has a great afternoon, and I hope you enjoyed the video.